like and subscribe.
Good day to all readers. It cannot be said that this story followed from the first, but the same place, the same heroes. Well, how not to call it a continuation of the story Damn in the Country. So, then I tell again from the words of my long-suffering friend Rita. Go! My girlfriend Tanya came to our dacha again, and we again went for a bike ride. This time not far, to our lake. Yes, about the lake. It is shaped like a horseshoe with attracted ends, and these ends are connected by a river 5 to 6 meters wide. And through this river we decided to swim to the island. There used to be some kind of private property, but now it's just abandoned. Veliki tied to a tree, mobile phones and packages, and go. But first, we climbed a bit on something like a bridge, or a platform, or something like that. We swam. On the island, we wandered around the desert and came ashore from the opposite side of the island. And then it was as if a demon had taken possession of us. Tonka and I decided to test our abilities in orienteering in the dark, because it was already getting dark. We swam here and went around the island. We have some thorny bushes growing along the shores of the island, and soon I decided that it would be easier and more pleasant to sail. I told Tanya about this. We turned to the lake and gasped in amazement. Reeds floated up on the lake. Really? And vertically. I mentally made a view from above and gasped a second time. As if someone, or something, at this thought I spat over my left shoulder. Then it turned out it didn't help. Swimming cuts it, reed, on its trajectory. After that, for some time we didn't want to climb into the lake, but then I climbed into the nettles and decided, come on, all of you. And climbed into the lake. Tanya is behind me. We are swimming, and suddenly I see. Don't be afraid, nothing like that. I just see my favorite pendant sinking. I am behind him. While I'm diving, I have time to think, what the hell? Before bathing, I checked all the fasteners. I grabbed the pendant. And then something cuts me in the arm. I am on the surface. I emerge, hang the pendant in its place and examine the hand. No big deal, but it was a very strange cut. Reminiscent of both a cut and a bite at the same time. There were sharp plants and biting animals in the lake, but nothing that could cause such a strange cut bite. After that, we did not dare to stay in the lake and climbed out onto land. Veliki were found almost immediately. We got dressed and went home. And, of course, they got lost. Anyone who has read Damn in the Country remembers that we have a lot of all sorts of forks in the vicinity. And we, instead of turning to our village, turned to the neighboring one, that is, to Pascaminka. We got there, and then it turned out that not a single lantern was on. It's also dark inside the houses. Tanya panicked. I calmed her down. We looked in one window. We see that everything is fine. People are having dinner. By candlelight. My mom just called me. I asked her if the electricity had been cut off in our village. Mom said no. Everything would be fine, but we have only one power plant. And if one village was de-energized, others would be de-energized as well. Somehow, in a roundabout way, we got home and went to bed. And the next day we again flooded to the lake. And there again the reeds surfaced. But this time we saw the culprit. It was a big white loaf. There is no other word for it. Without eyes, without a mouth, but nevertheless quite alive. Yes, he had the same cut on his side as I had on my arm. Does anyone else live in our lake? Don't forget like and subscribe.